Welcome to Thrive with Nancy. It's a podcast for executive women intended to untangle any and all career concerns that you might bump into along the way to success. I'm excited about our podcast as it's the heart of generating your 2022. Yippee! I'm so excited. Can't you feel it? The fresh, all things are possible energy that is sizzling all around the new year? So grab a pad and pencil to take notes to kickstart your year big time by expanding your view into the future. And seriously, can you think of any better time to expand yourself than as you're entering a new space, such as the new year, or a job, or you just received a promotion, or whatever's happening to you right this minute? Let me share 5 questions that will tilt your world and will change your career future. First, is there any dream too big? Not in my mind and not in my experience. I remember reading years ago, everything is created twice, first in the mind before it becomes reality. Wow! Did that cause a mind explosion for you as it did for me so many years ago? Stephen Covey was absolutely onto something. Off I enthusiastically rushed, mentally imagining a grand future for myself. What would it be? I started a business that still satisfies my heart and brings zest to my day. That is, most of the time. Yes, even when you're working in your heart's purpose, which I discussed with you in podcast 26, not every day is filled with happiness and joy. But gosh, working in your chosen areas is better than simply laboring and putting in hours as a pre-programmed automaton, isn't it? And isn't that worth carving out a bit of time to make it happen? So, what is in your heart and your mind? You've got to know dreaming big puts wind under your wings, aiding you in reaching your fulfilling career. And the truth is that even if you fall short, and sometimes you just do, that's the story of life, you've established the foundation for your future. And isn't that worth carving out a bit of time to make it happen in your world? Missteps should be a time of celebrating the learning, growing, and discovering all the exciting new opportunities that move you ever closer to satisfaction, because that's what it is doing. Number 2, what meaning do you give your career and what you've accomplished? The significance you give circumstances in your career determines the sense of fulfillment you experience. No question about it. Let me share a small, and yes, a non sequitur story that has had an enormous impact on me. Imagine this. Years ago, I was driving by a strip mall when a new store announced its opening in giant, bold letters. Imaging. Wow. My brain went wild over the possibility of attending classes and meeting like-minded people, only to discover it wasn't what I thought it was. In fact, it was an office for doctors providing services for MRIs and such. What a disappointment. An immediate drop in enthusiasm, I might add. This incident convinced me that meaning determines so much more than one ever thinks it does. From that moment forward, I challenged my definitions. I found that when, quote unquote, bad things occur, it turns into unexpected openings, opportunities that were necessary to achieve my identified goals. What I've come to trust is let me say this differently. No, we are all on our way to our spoken future, no matter what is happening right now. So instead of allowing negative thoughts or concerns to destroy your future, stand firm and trust in your tomorrow. You will live your fulfilling, purpose-filled career that brings joy to your heart as you're calling your career into existence through your words and your definitions. Number 3, what would you want to achieve in your career right now if you believed asking and receiving was possible? Are you thinking crazy question in your mind? No, it really isn't. It amazes me how boxed into careers women executives get. Careers that never, ever satisfy their souls. These executives may be miserable, yet they've never asked for what they want. What, I think? It turns out that either they believe all their hard work will produce the results they hope for, or they lack confidence to speak their dreams out loud. I gotta tell you, both responses close down the likelihood of realizing an unlimited future for yourself. Your nose to the grindstone attention has you looking down rather than outward and upward. Not a great attitude to garner the movers and shakers' attention for more interesting and bolder assignments. Detail work, typically, which is what you do when you're looking down to check off your to-do list, is lower level, and that never permits you the latitude to demonstrate the higher level skills necessary to be the larger you. The you know you are. And then you may ask, where does confidence come into my future? Oh, just in every way possible. Check your confidence quotient. If you're finding it difficult to conceive yourself as being any more distinctive than you currently are, you'll never achieve a more influential career. It will almost be as though you're living a Groundhog Days-like career experience as you return day after day to the same job with the same responsibilities. Not a pleasant thought, is it? So move forward with confidence. For me, whenever fear enters my heart and I want to turn my back on the future, I stop. I turn it into an Indiana Jones leap of faith moment as I step off into nothingness, trusting that it all will work out. And guess what? It has. Rarely is it exactly as I envisioned, but always perfect outcomes for me. That's what confidence does for you. Number 4. What is the most significant action I can take now that moves me closer to my determined destination? You have to know that what you do and think today is the determining factor for your tomorrow. No kidding, no excuses. Standing still doesn't cut it. You can allow barriers to stop you from becoming all you intend, or you can continue looking for ways around the obstacles, believing you'll find a way because you will. You have to know that breakdown signifies something better is coming, which is precisely why persistence is one powerful characteristic of executives at the top of their game. It opens the door to continued growth and development, leading to long-lived success. I hope you're not naive enough to think, and I know you're not if you're listening to this podcast, but I have to say it anyway. I hope you're not naive enough to think you'll never run into stumbling blocks on the way to your greatness. You're bound to. After all, if it were that easy, where would the satisfaction be? Number 5, as you move into a new territory, what do you need to say no to? And what should be a yes for your envisioned tomorrow? Saying yes to everything you've always done leaves you stuck achieving the same old, same old. Is that what you really want for yourself? I don't think so. And I don't think that's why you're listening to this podcast, is it? Keep in mind, no's have you turning your back on the mundane and comfortable to allow room and energy to say yes to amazing potentiality. This podcast has highlighted attitude behaviors and magic to turn your career upside down in a way for you to experience a thriving, satisfying career. Please take action. By not doing so, you're settling for mediocrity. I sure do hope you caught fire with all the possibilities in front of you. So what's top of mind for you right now? Who do you want to be? What's your purpose? And does this tie into where you want your career to go? Understand this question answering time is your chance to unearth any restrictions you might have placed on yourself. and it's keeping you from being as big as your heart desires. Don't allow yourself to become muddled in the smallness or even by your experiences of today. Get into your expanded future self, which is far more significant than the you of today. What are you going to call into existence for your career? Which question are you going to take on first for yourself? Please make it the scariest and most challenging in your eyes, because that's the one that will move you forward the fastest. So go off and generate a vital future for yourself, and appreciate as you're doing it. Every new action you take on today is determining your tomorrows. What's it going to be? Dream big. Create affirmative career meaning. Decide what is possible. Establish action. Or define your no's and yeses. Isn't it time to overcome any resistance that might be surfacing? Get excited about starting 2022 off with a bang as you tap into your bold, more potent career mindset. The only one standing in your way is you. So please get out of the way. Set your heart alight by drawing success and joy and fulfillment into your career. Oh, and did I forget to mention all your greatness? And honestly, if you liked this podcast and it resonated with you, will you please pass it on to your friends? Because I want 2022 to be fired up for everyone. Okay, so I hope you're feeling energized and ready to take on one of these 5 actions we've been talking about today. And one of the things that could really support you, and check it out, is my Thrive at Work Mastermind program. It is filled with women executives who want more out of the career than they're experiencing today, and they share ideas to up the ante in everyone's career. It's a bunch of fabulous women soul-searching and challenging themselves and others to be their best. Join us at ThriveWithNancy.com/thrive/. I can't wait to have you join the January program. It's gonna kick butt in a good way. I'm thrilled you've listened to the Thrive with Nancy podcast. My intention is to offer quick tips designed for you to apply right away, ones that will boost your career immediately. I bet you're already considering ways to implement these new ideas. Perfect. Now, if you do me a favor, pass the podcast link on to those who will benefit, your friends and coworkers. Thanks so much.